Hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel GMB SHOW. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Ruth Langsford and Eamonn Holmes are reportedly cutting final ties after the GB News presenter was accused of dragging his feet amid their split. The former TV golden couple, who announced their split last May, are yet to finalize their divorce after 14 years of marriage. A new report by The Sun claims that Ruth and Eamonn, both 65, are in the process of breaking up their shared business interests. This allegedly includes their radio broadcasting company, Homes and Away Limited. The business lists both Eamonn and his ex-wife as operations directors, both of which were appointed on April 1, 2009. On August 5, 2024, the pair became persons of significant control, as per Company House. The Sun reports that Ruth and her estranged husband used their venture to pool money from their joint broadcasting ventures. However, the former This Morning favorites have not appeared on television together since they put out a statement regarding their marriage split. Ruth Langsford and Eamonn Holmes have confirmed their marriage is over and they are in the process of divorcing, a spokesperson said at the time. In March, The Mirror reported that the mother of one was continuing to wear her wedding ring for one specific reason. She's still wearing her wedding ring because she's coming to terms with a long relationship ending and realizing Eamonn maybe wasn't the person she thought he was, a source told the publication. And she's also coming to terms with life being very, very different for her going forward. Ruth has been having fun going out with her girlfriends and enjoying a little flirt, but that's it. The insider went on to say that she is waiting for the chapter to be fully closed before moving on romantically, adding she needs her freedom. Ruth, who shares 22-year-old son Jack with Eamonn, recently opened up about how the ongoing divorce proceedings are affecting her health. "I have lost weight," she told Woman and Home magazine in February. "Divorce obviously has something to do with it, but I also went for a hormone check and rebalance, which helped. It could also hopefully mean that I'm coming to the end of menopause." Touching on the emotional toll of ending her marriage, the Loose Women panelist confessed, "Relationship breakdowns are very difficult, but you deal with it and have to move on. You can let yourself crumble, or you pick yourself up and get on with life. It's a choice. I'm not delighted my marriage is over, but I've accepted it." The ITV presenter added that the divorce was very painful and that she was trying to embrace the fact that she is now single. Despite announcing their split almost a year ago, it is currently unclear when Ruth and Eamonn's divorce will be finalized. The bright studio lights of ITV's This Morning had always felt like home to Eamonn Holmes and Ruth Langsford. For years, the husband and wife duo had charmed audiences with effortless banter, infectious laughter, and the kind of chemistry that made morning television feel like a warm cup of coffee with friends. But behind the smiles and polished segments, tension had been brewing, a quiet storm that neither cameras nor crew could hide. It began, as many things do, with the little cracks, subtle disagreements about schedules, fleeting arguments over interviews, and the inevitable clash of two ambitious careers. For a while, they patched it over, appearing united in public. But private life was different. Ruth had grown weary of what she called the endless hesitation, while Eamonn seemed trapped in a limbo of indecision, dragging his feet when it came to confronting the inevitable truth: their marriage was over. Friends noticed the shift long before the audience did. Ruth, always poised, began staying later at work, finding solace in her career, while Eamonn retreated into familiar routines, often disappearing into golf clubs and charity events, his smiles more mechanical than genuine. Rumors swirled, gossip columns whispered, but neither addressed the reality of the growing chasm. Then, one quiet evening, away from the cameras, they sat across from each other at the kitchen table of their once shared home. The weight of years together, the laughter, the late-night conversations, the shared victories, all hung in the air, thick and suffocating. Ruth's voice was steady but resolute. "We can't keep pretending, Eamonn. We've grown apart. It's time." Eamonn's hands trembled slightly as he picked up his teacup. He wanted to fight, wanted to cling to the life they had built, but deep down he knew she was right. Yet despite the clarity of the moment, he hesitated. Months of dragging his feet had dulled the sharp edges of decision, leaving only inertia. I just don't know if I'm ready," he admitted, his voice cracking. Ruth, ever the pragmatic, sighed. "We can't keep delaying, not for us, not for the show, not for the people who care about us." And so the decision was made, quietly, deliberately. They would part ways. No dramatic public statements, no headline-grabbing announcements, just a mutual, somber understanding that some chapters are meant to close. Back on set, the change was palpable. Colleagues noticed the subtle distance, the careful avoidance of personal topics on air, and the new professionalism that replaced casual intimacy. Audiences speculated, but Ruth and Eamonn handled it with dignity, letting their work speak louder than the whispers. In the end, it was not anger or betrayal that defined their separation, but a slow, mutual acceptance. Two lives, once intertwined, now moving in separate directions. And while Eamonn may have dragged his feet, both understood that sometimes letting go is the bravest thing a person can do, even if it hurts. Even amidst heartbreak, life, like television, must go on. And so it did, one morning at a time.